For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you surely feel naughty when you swallow our coffee. If you want some real heat, give your mouth a fine treat. You will want some more, rest assured. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough of.
It's time for The Scribble, your weekly fix of celebrity chats, bizarre stories in the news, and basic random chatter with best-selling author and syndicated radio host Jeremy Bradley. Make sure your seat is in the upright and locked position and your barf bag is securely in place. Here's Jeremy Bradley.
Thank you very much, Larson. Hello, everybody. Jeremy Bradley here. Welcome to another Scribble. What is this, week 17 already? Wow, you've spent, is this almost half the year? I'm not very good with math. No, a third of the year maybe with me already? I don't know. We're off to a great start. But one thing I do know is how to save money, by the way, and that's what we are talking about today. I am the author of the best-selling book, The Official Guide to Being a Winnipeg Cheapskate. You can go to winnipegfreepress.com/business/cheapskate. We've got a column in there in the business section every couple of weeks. And the book, when I released it in Winnipeg a couple of years ago, it has sold out repeatedly for the past, 2-3 years. So definitely some creative money-saving advice that we're going to talk about on the show today. I'm just going to give you it all. You can go to cheapskatebook.com, or check it out on Amazon or iTunes. The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate, if that's the one you want to get for somebody. And certainly, with the economy the way it is in many places, you might want to count your pennies. But certainly the book is not about get-rich-quick schemes, and I'm not a financial advisor by any means, and I think I say that actually at the beginning of the book. It's just little things that you can do throughout the course of the year to save you money. So if you're, things around the house that you can do, if you're out traveling, if you're on spring break, Christmas vacation, summer vacation, whatever it is, if you own pets, ways to reduce your cell phone bill, how about that? Your cell phone bill. It's crazy now with the apps and the usage and the extra fees and charges. What can you do to bring down the cost? We're going to talk about that coming up in just a little bit. So I definitely want you to check out the book, cheapskatebook.com, and you can flip through a couple of the pages on Amazon as well. Take some notes, because we're going to talk about how you can save some moolah, all right? Let's take a break and we'll get into those cheapskate tips when we come back.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom41.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom41.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 41.com. Go to freedom41.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom41.com.
Cheapskate Checkpoint on The Scribble, brought to you by cheapskatebook.com. If you're a stupid spender, become a genius saver at cheapskatebook.com. Here's best-selling tight-ass Jeremy Bradley.
You freak.
Whether there is a special occasion or you are just too lazy to cook, everybody loves a good meal out. And the good meal out often leads to an expensive bill in the end. There are some obvious things you can do to keep it a cheap dining experience, while other tips need some creativity. First and foremost, order water. As restaurants often offer free refills on soft drinks and coffee, the cost of these menu items has increased. It is not uncommon to pay nearly $3 for a watered-down fountain drink. Get a glass of water. It's free. If it isn't, you might want to rethink your choice of restaurant. And it balances out the flavor overload you'll be having with the meal. As a teenager, I had a job at a restaurant and had no idea what an appetizer was. Growing up, my family only ever went to fast food restaurants, and the meal was the meal. We didn't have any extras, certainly never dessert, because we ate enough to keep us full. My dining habits are very much the same now. I will only have the main course, and I save a lot with no salad, no appetizer, no dessert, and no beverage. If you have a family and the kids probably won't eat their entire meal or will fuss with what's given to them, you can play a switcheroo trick to, convince them they are getting a really good meal. And the answer is simple. Have the server tell the kitchen staff to put some of your food on an empty plate as a kid's meal. This way you can tell the little ones they are having the exact same thing as you and that it tastes great. Rather than paying full price for a meal that might end up on the table or floor, you can save money by giving a little bit of your portion to your hungry rugrat. If all else fails, bring a small bag of food for the youngster that they picked out before going to the restaurant. Have him or her choose their meal/treat and bring it to the restaurant. This way there is no complaining that they don't want it because they picked it out. Most restaurants are cool with you bringing something for kids to eat if they are under a certain age. There are two great sections of a menu that I love ordering from, the kids menu and the seniors menu. As a teen, I quickly flipped away from those pages thinking I couldn't order from them, but I was pleasantly surprised when a chicken dinner on the seniors menu was not only cheaper than the main course in the regular section of the menu, but it was actually the meal that I wanted. There was fine print at the bottom of the page saying non-seniors would be charged an extra $1 for ordering off that menu. Over at fast food restaurants, it is easy to get hooked on the extras. You can get cheese with that, bacon with that, gravy with that, and these extras can add up to a few extra dollars on your bill. Getting the burger combo is $5, but when you add this and that, your meal nearly doubles in price. Back to the basics with how you order your food, and in the long run, the more greasy ingredients, the more unhealthy the meal becomes. So you are doing yourself a favor by skimping on the extras. Not that I'm suggesting you loot restaurants of their condiments, but oftentimes you get thrown a handful of ketchup or vinegar with your meal. Keep them. If you don't use condiments during that meal, take them with you for another meal. Use them at home. I threw them out with the empty wrappers and containers from the meal, but it saves you in the long run by keeping a collection of them at home. This is especially true if you don't normally use the condiment very often and only need a little bit instead of having a full jar or container go to waste. I can't say it enough. Coupons, coupons, coupons. Save them for a rainy day. There is nothing wrong with using a coupon for a night out. Who cares if you're considered a cheap date? Flip around that criticism and tell people you are a financial expert and have money for the best things in life, not just for food. Many people give couples a gift card to a restaurant. Whether it is an anniversary present, a wedding gift, or a thank you gesture, sometimes playing a card game works in your favor, and by card game, I mean a gift card game. Swapping gift cards from one restaurant that might not be your favorite for a dining establishment you enjoy frequenting is a great way to get some use out of a gift. You can find someone to trade or even use a swapping service online. Doing this will ensure no cards are wasted and you end up getting a free meal when you go out.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. Speak Free with JB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
Cheapskate Checkpoint on the Scribble, brought to you by cheapskatebook.com. If you're a stupid spender, become a genius saver at cheapskatebook.com. Here's best-selling tight-ass Jeremy Bradley.
You freak.
As much as I love my dog, he costs me a fortune. I always say there's no cost too high that would make me consider not taking care of him anymore. While I expected it to be a commitment, like owning a car and maintaining it, I realized a dog needs its own bank account for those unexpected costs. After all, it is a member of the family. People go to pet stores, see puppies for ridiculously expensive prices, and say, I would never pay that for a dog, but people do. Taking care of it sometimes comes with the same line. I would never pay that. But as any animal lover will tell you, the hundreds of dollars of vet bills for the unexpected illnesses or checkups can be overwhelming. Sometimes just making an appointment at the vet can cost upwards of $40. Once you are there, there's the tests, exams, and medication that often follow. It is not uncommon to walk out of a vet's office with $200 spent. That's it, no more getting sick, you probably mentioned to the pooch on the way out. There are lots of people who opt to get pet insurance, but sometimes those costs don't warrant the monthly charges you incur. Last year, I created a bank account that would be solely used for the dog. I don't put too much money into it. I have a regular monthly $20 deposit that automatically transfers to the account. You could even set up one for $5 per week. Depending on your bank and bank accounts, there might not be a charge or fee for transferring from one account to another, so it's a money move you won't even notice. When it comes closer to heartworm or annual shots time, I kick it up to $30 for a few months leading up to the appointments, so I'm not left strapped for money in the dog's savings account. And you might not be rich, but think about how impressive it is to say your dog has its own bank account. Vet bills aside, there's the cost of food and toys for your pets. The belief is that expensive food is better. The bigger the brand name, the better the quality. But if you look at the nutritional information, or even just talk to the veterinarian, you'll find that a supermarket's brand might be the same and significantly cheaper. When my dog was a puppy, I was overfeeding him because he always seemed hungry and wolfed down his food very quickly. I was going through a lot of dog food. Despite going for walks every day, the vet said the dog needed to lose weight. The doctor gave me a plastic measuring cup that indicated how much a growing dog needs and how much an adult dog needs. Let me tell you, the dog's giant bags of food last much longer now. As cute as dog costumes and clothes are, they really can be an unnecessary expense. It's true that a pet's feet can freeze on cold pavement in winter, but look around the house at items you already have as an alternative. If you're going to buy dog booties, just use a couple old pairs of socks instead. Here's a better and safer idea. Run around your home and get exercise. If you don't want to be in the cold, and your pet doesn't want to be in the cold, eliminate the walk altogether. Or go for a short walk outside and come in and pick up the activity where it's warm. All these expensive treats at the store sound so appetizing for the dog, not me. When you look at the cost of what you're getting, it makes you wonder if the price is worth it. My dog practically swallows a treat since he eats it so fast. Sure, he gets excited and sits nicely when the treat cupboard opens, but there are cheaper alternatives you can give your dog. There's a debate about whether or not to give dogs scraps of food or leftovers from your meal. As long as it's not unhealthy foods for your dog, I don't see a problem. The trick is to not give them the food right off the counter or right off your plate. Telling the dog no when he is staring you down and licking his lips while you eat makes him go away and is then rewarded with the food after. Giving him the food as his saliva is dripping on my foot while he watches me eat isn't teaching him that begging is bad. I was one of those dog owners that gave treats for everything. Any sort of trick earned my dog a treat. Now the dog only gets a treat after he has breakfast and dinner and when I leave the house. To make my escape, I ask him to find his special toy that gets treats loaded into it, and it takes him a long time to get them out. He works his brain to figure out how to get to the yummy snack while I can sneak out without him knowing. Actually, he probably wants me to leave more often so he gets more treats, but at least by the time he has spent 20 minutes working with his toy to get the reward, he will be tired out and I will be long gone. Giving praise, playtime, and attention seems to be more rewarding for my dog. Sure, he loves food treats, but he enjoys quality bonding time just as much, or at least I like to think he does. If you think about how many treats you get in a package and the amount of packages you buy in a year, you can really scale back the purchases and save lots of money. As for toys, those little plastic squeakers can cost a lot. There should be a strategy to toy purchases. First, if you hate the squeaking sound, don't buy toys that make that noise. That's a given. But if a noisy toy doesn't bother you, make your own. Take an empty drink bottle or container and bat it around the floor. Remove the plastic or paper labels so they aren't eaten and give it a few throws. Make sure you discard the toy if it gets punctured and the animal starts eating it, though. When you walk down an aisle at a pet store, it's interesting to see how many of the toys are actually regular items, rope, ball, etc., but adding a pattern or design makes them a lot more expensive. I think you can imagine what my tip is for this one. Get a regular tennis ball. Use a stick from the backyard. My dog is happy playing with anything as long as he's getting my attention. When I first got my dog, I got all the fun-filled toys and paid a fortune because, I don't know, I guess I wanted to buy his love. But after a while, he quickly grew to appreciate anything I gave him because it was coming from me. The stores sell a doggy stuffed animal for $15, but a dollar store sells the same thing for $1. Provided the dog isn't ripping it to shreds, a stuffed doll shouldn't be a major investment. My dog brings his puppy toy to bed and falls asleep with it in his mouth. When it gets gobbed up and needs to be thrown out, I go to the closet and bring out a replacement $1 toy and he is just fine with it. I also wait until after a holiday and scoop up some plush animals for half price. After Valentine's Day and all those big bears holding giant hearts are waiting for a home, I snag them and I'm a hero when I come home because the dog has a new friend. Once he settles down, he is fast asleep holding his new his new cheap pal. I made the mistake of buying a plush pet bed for $40, and after leaving him alone with it, I came back into the room and saw the dog had ripped it apart in less than an hour. What does he have now? One of my old pillows on the floor, and he takes care of it like it's his own bed. I like to think he uses it because it has my scent, so he knows that it's me. Whatever makes me feel better, right? It is just like when I moved into my house. I went all out on spending, but after a while you figure things out and learn about how to cut corners without sacrifices. Like owning a car or being a homeowner, there are lots of costs that arise with being a parent to a pet. Plan ahead just like you would for having kids.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom41.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom41.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom41.com. Go to freedom41.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom41.com.
Cheapskate Checkpoint on the Scribble. Brought to you by cheapskatebook.com. If you're a stupid spender, become a genius saver at cheapskatebook.com. Here's best-selling tight-ass Jeremy Bradley.
You freak.
Wanting a new computer is one thing. Needing a computer is something else. Like most people, I want the latest, the fastest, the coolest, the amazingest. You get the picture. But I dread making the switch because it means starting all over with the settings and setup that has taken years of OCD-ish tendencies to get just right. The mere thought of the word refurbished makes people shut down immediately. People associate refurbished electronics with being used, old, gross. That isn't always the case. There are plenty of discount computer resellers that fix up old computers and modernize them to be very much comparable to what you'd get in a big box store. Finding somebody who works closely with customers and provides personal and customized service can also be a ticket to scoring big with a new computer. Think about it. A person who takes in old computers and fixes them up has lots of extra parts kicking around that can be installed to tailor a new machine just for you. Don't plan on gaming or surfing? Why pay for a top-of-the-line model that showcases those features? Whether you go to a store or find someone who pieces together computers, there is a simple question to ask yourself. What am I going to do with the computer? Give the tech your list of needs and you can get a custom machine built just for you. Don't get an out-of-the-box computer that will have you clueless about half its features. Of course, it sounds great in the store when they can ramble on about the gigas of this and megas of that, but ask what that means for you. Chances are the small business owner isn't going to screw you over because he or she needs your repeat business and your referrals. There's a better chance that they will take care of you than a store where you're just one of hundreds going through every day. Pick and choose your features to get a customized machine, and it could be much cheaper and a better experience in the long run. As always, do your shopping homework.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. SpeakFreeWithJB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
Cheapskate Checkpoint on the Scribble, brought to you by cheapskatebook.com. If you're a stupid spender, become a genius saver at cheapskatebook.com. Here's best-selling tight-ass Jeremy Bradley.
You freak.
If you are like most Americans, you probably pay more for a phone than some of your utilities. We'll get to cell phone costs in a minute. A common complaint is an expensive cable bill. That could also include your internet and phone service. While we once wanted every possible feature to keep up with the times, it is cheaper to strip down your service and go with the minimums you require. If you don't make long-distance calls, why pay for the full phone service? Don't need call waiting or a digital answering machine? Get rid of them and don't pay for them. Ridding yourself of useless features could cut your bill in half. Get this, my parents were renting a phone from the phone company. Back in the day, you rented a phone for $5 per month, and when most people got with the times, in the 90s, my parents were still shelling out $60 per year for over 30 years. That is one mighty expensive phone. They only recently went to the store and got a $20 cordless phone. Now let's tackle that dreaded cell phone bill. First off, after that long story about landlines, you might already be wondering why you have that and a cell phone. Well, you just reduced your expenses by deciding to get rid of one. Chances are it will be the home phone, since it is more convenient to run around with a mobile device. And as convenient as a cell phone is, the costs can be ridiculous. When BlackBerries first came out, one of my colleagues had one and his bill was about $90 per month. I thought it was outrageous. Was it really necessary to pay more than double than what I was for a, quote, regular cell phone? Whenever my bill came, I purposely avoided looking at it. There were pages and pages of calls, there's a breakdown of minutes, data usage, charges, credits, and you almost needed a math degree to understand it. Upon closer examination, when I thought the amount owing seemed high one month, I actually tackled the pluses and minuses and found I was being charged incorrectly. When I called customer service to discuss the problem with a representative, he informed me with my price plan that it was fairly old and current features were cheaper than what I had currently. I was going over my monthly data limit only to be charged for the overage. The rep told me the new data plan was $5 cheaper and I got twice what I had at the time. How many months did I get dinged only to have someone on the inside be nice enough to point out that little detail? Also during the call, and I'm sure the guy's boss probably wouldn't have appreciated the employee pointing this out, but knowing my phone has Wi-Fi capabilities, I was using data more than I should have. He told me a common mistake people make is using a cell phone for its web surfing and data, but don't take into consideration the wireless network at home. Chances are the Wi-Fi at home is faster than the mobile service anyway. Turning off the feature on your phone and connecting to a wireless network nearly eliminates the need for a data plan in the first place. I realize more people use their cell phone while out and about, and Wi-Fi isn't available everywhere, but if you spend a lot of time at home, at school, or even work, find out about tapping into Wi-Fi networks wherever you go. If you work in an office but constantly check Facebook and Twitter on your phone, and your company doesn't mind, either use your work computer or connect your phone on the company's Wi-Fi network. If you assess the amount of time you will be using your smartphone to surf the web, you might be able to keep a minimal data plan and change your connection as needed. Some mobile companies have taken data one step further, perhaps clever marketing to think you're getting something you're not, but they offer social media data plans, and that allegedly is perfect for the person who can't stay off Facebook and Twitter type sites. My question is there really a difference in data, or is social media data just data dressed up? Is it worth checking out to compare the price of data and social media data? Maybe. You could be getting scammed or paying more for less. Sure, the billing phone call lasted about an hour, but it ended up me removing phone features I was paying for that I never used, and it reduced my bill by about $20 per month, giving me more of what I needed than I would have before dialing in. As for being overcharged, it wasn't a matter of just having them stop the incorrect billing. I had them looking through my account to see what else happened. Despite the cell phone company offering to credit my account for the overpayments, I demanded an actual refund to my credit card. It's great they had no problem taking more money from me than they should have, and I wasn't going to settle for simply a credit to my mobile account. How else can you reduce your phone bill? I know it's tempting to email and post pictures while you are on vacation, but find out for sure the long distance and roaming charges for your plan. Sometimes if you are in the same country, there isn't an added cost, but depending on the plan, you might incur extra charges. Some people suggest getting a calling card and using that to log on and connect with people. But if you are away for a vacation, don't be a loser who is attached at the hip, literally, to your phone. Live in the moment. Enjoy your day. Forget about being a Facebook nerd and Twitter geek for a few days. You might not believe me, but life goes on. The thing I look forward to most when I travel is the excuse of high roaming charges to make me shut off my cell phone. I will admit the first hour or two when I land in another country I have the urge to check email and text people, but it is quite freeing to be in a tropical locale and know your cell phone isn't distracting you all day. If you really need to check in when you are away, find a coffee shop or internet cafe that offers cheap or free internet connectivity. If you must check in with the online world, use Wi-Fi, and you might not even have to pay a penny to get your Facebook fix. But for the sake of your cell phone bill, turn off the signal so your phone isn't constantly downloading information and quietly adding dollars to your bill. Remember, what you do when you are away will take a month to catch up with you, and you don't want to have that happy memory from your trip overshadowed by the crazy phone bill. Take it from me, I had a $2,000 bill when I came back from my first vacation, and that is the one memory I have. I was glued to my phone and had to constantly check in with everyone, and it ruined my trip.
We hear you chirping. Get scribbling. Tweet up the Scribble at The Scribble Show. Join the discussion with Jeremy Bradley. It's all going down right now on Twitter at The Scribble Show and at thescribbleshow.com. Cheapskate Checkpoint on The Scribble, brought to you by cheapskatebook.com. If you're a stupid spender, become a genius saver at cheapskatebook.com. Here's best-selling tight-ass Jeremy Bradley.
You freak.
The world buzzed when Prince William and Kate Middleton tied the knot. It had lots of women dreaming of being princesses, and it had lots of men praying for a bride who doesn't expect to have an expensive princess wedding. Either way, there's lots of ways to still have the glitz and glamour of a star-studded wedding without the cost. Having worked at a party store for many years, I quickly learned how people can cut corners when it comes to the cost of their big day. Wedding invitations are a couple's announcement that they are getting hitched. The embossed and fancy invites are a huge expense that can be avoided with do-it-yourself invitation paper. Rather than paying upwards of a couple $1,000s, the bride and groom can get similar-looking invitations printed on a home computer or even at a local copy shop for a fraction of the cost. As much as the invitation means to the couple, it doesn't always necessarily mean that much to the recipient. Evaluate the purchase because the money could be spent elsewhere for the wedding plans. Weddings are sometimes about tradition. Perhaps the bride's great-grandmother's dress is passed down from generation to generation. Maybe the bride wants to pay tribute to her deceased mom. A few hems and alterations could save the bride hundreds of dollars, not to mention provide a great emotional moment since the garment has a close connection to the family. There's no question a towering wedding cake makes for beautiful pictures as the bride and groom hold the knife and pose for the ceremonious shot. There are cardboard cakes that look real and only have one layer that is actual cake. This is becoming increasingly popular. Taste the savings. With more and more weddings featuring buffets for guests, how many people actually have room for the cake at the end of it all anyway? When it comes to dancing the night away, gone is the need to have a hired DJ. Talk to a friend or family member with a laptop or even an iPod to connect into a speaker system and be your own in-house music provider. Think about it. What is a DJ doing that a pre-programmed MP3 player on shuffle can't do? Guests are often given a souvenir. Wedding favors, they're called. Again, the instinct is to get something fancy, but wedding guests often toss the giveaway into a drawer and it's never seen again. One idea is to give guests a picture CD or DVD of the wedding. It costs pennies per copy because it's a matter of burning the files once they are done, and you give a memento that can feature the guests, possibly making them interested in viewing it later. There's a lot of planning that goes into a wedding, and while many couples opt for top-of-the-line fancy, it's more important to have a memorable day shared with loved ones to celebrate, and it shouldn't be about the superficial and expensive details.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom41.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom41.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 41.com. Go to freedom41.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom41.com.
Just laughing about how much of my book I've just given away for free over the last 30 minutes. Jeremy Bradley here on The Scribble, at The Scribble Show, and thescribbleshow.com. Bye-bye, everybody.
Want more Scribble? Check out thescribbleshow.com for past shows, celebrity interviews, cheapskate tips, and more. That's at thescribbleshow.com and on Twitter at The Scribble Show. The Scribble is a speak-free media presentation.
If you want some real heat,